This right here is a full week of content, 14 posts, every platform, and I made every single one of them in one afternoon. No team, no agency, nobody helping me. And here's the part that actually matters. If I just do this once a week, I stay about a month ahead every time. I'm gonna walk you through exactly how it works, the actual screens, all of it. And then at the end, I'm just gonna give the whole thing for free. I'm Patrick. I build AI systems for growing businesses, and I've got a good one for you today. Let's get into it. All right, before I show you the system, let me be honest with you about the stuff that didn't work, because I guarantee you've tried some of this too. Doing it all by myself. Yeah, that's the Sunday night thing. You sit down, stare at a blank page, and nothing comes out. Hiring someone, a decent social person, runs you $2 to $3 grand a month, and guess what? They still came back to me for ideas anyway. And what if you use ChatGPT? Come on, you've read what generic AI spits out. It's fine. It's just fine. It doesn't sound like anyone other than a robot. What I actually needed wasn't a writer. It's a system. Something that does the research, the planning, the writing, the posting, and only pulls me for two things it has no business doing on its own: the taste and my own voice. And that's what this is. Let me show you really quick. This all runs inside Cloud Cowork, the agent mode in Claude Desktop, not the regular chat window. It actually goes and does a multi-step work for you. Any paid plan works, pro and above. It's gonna ask you to hook up a couple of other things along the way. Notion, a Chrome extensions, and a couple of more. Nothing complicated. I'll just call out each one the second it actually comes up. Set it up once, you're done, and never think about it again. Here's the part that actually makes it a system. Not just some random prompts I threw together. Everything reads and writes into one Notion database, Content Ops. Step 1 looks at what's already working and drop it there. Step 2 reads that and find what's timely right now. Step 3 reads both of those and build a calendar. Then it writes the copy, makes the graphic, publishes everything, and saves the link back where it found them. And then next month, the first step, it goes back and reads those links to see what actually did well. It's a loop. Every time it goes around, it gets a little smarter because it learns of your real numbers, not a guess. And each step is really just a little brief I paste in. Let me run through them one at a time. Okay, first one needs two things to hook up. First is Notion. If you don't have an account, go to notion.so and create an account. And then go to Claude Desktop, Settings, Connectors, and then connect Notions, and it builds the Content Ops database automatically. In the Claude for Chrome extension, free from the Chrome Web Store, it can read your real numbers straight off the screen. That's it. 30 seconds, done forever. This first one, I don't start by brainstorming ideas. I start by looking back at what actually worked. I open Cowork, new session, paste the brief, fill in a couple of blanks, choose which platforms, choose a couple of competitors, and let it go. Watch this. Using the Chrome extension, it opens my last 10-20 posts one by one and reads the real numbers of each one: impressions, likes, comments, shares, no copy pasting. It does the exact same thing for all those competitors you chose. Then it works out the real engagement rate properly for each platform. And here's the part I like. It stops and shows me my outliers. Anything that beats 2 times of my own average, plus my winning formula, the format, the hook, the persona that keeps winning for me, I look it over, tell it to save, done. It writes the whole thing into Content Ops database in Notion. That is the foundation. Everything after this is built on what actually worked, not some guesses. I run it once a month, keep it fresh, move on. Okay, so that tells me what worked before. This one keeps me current. This next one keeps me current. I paste the Newsjacking brief, and here's the clever part. The first thing it does is go read my own winners back at Content Ops database, so it already knows what works for me before it even starts looking. Then it searches the last 7 days in my space. Real news, stuff people are actually annoyed about right now, always from real source it can link back to. It scores each one, bumps up whatever fits the format that already wins for me, and drops anything a competitor already covered and anything I posted recently. Shows me the top handful with a quick why now on each one. I pick what I like, it saves them. Now it's got what works and what's timely, both sitting right there ready for a plan. Now it got both of those, and this is one where the calendar basically builds itself. And that blank page finally just goes away. Just paste the brief. It reads my winners this week's, trends out the content ops, and lays out the full week. 14 posts, Monday through Saturday, specific days, specific platform, specific format, and it's not random. It saves a couple of slots and it actually follows rules. Don't hit the same audience twice in a row. Don't repeat a topic. Every post comes out the other side with a topic, an angle, a hook, a call to action. All of it shows me the whole thing. I approve it, done. That's the entire week, planned in one pass. And because I do this every single week, I stay about a month ahead instead of sitting there staring at an empty calendar, which trust me, used to be my Sunday. The week's plan, now it actually has to write it. This is the one people don't believe me until they read it themselves. Paste the brief, and the first thing it does is go and read my own homepage, about page and pricing and so on. It picks up how I actually talk, not how the template talks. Then it pulls this week's post and drafts every single one of them. Opens with the hook, writes it in the right structure for what platform, and here's the rule that I actually care about. Every single claim has to line up with something real on my site. Nothing made up, not one number. Then it does this thing I genuinely love. It checks its own drafts right in front of me. Does every claim actually map to something real? I read through them, approve it, save them back. I never once started from a blank page. I just edit it. That one thing alone is the whole afternoon right there. All right, copy's done. Now the visuals. This one needs a Gemini key at astudio.google.com/API key. Sign in, click create API key. This is the only paid step in the core 5. It's pennies per image, no subscription. Every post that needs an image gets one brand, no designer, no stock photo site. Paste the brief, drop the key in when it asks, and it goes through this week's post and picks a visual style for each one. Then it actually makes the image using Nano Banana Pro. I never give it hex code or anything like that. It just gets my brand colors and everything from my website. It matches the shape to whatever platform it's going. One thing it delivery doesn't do, bake in text or logo. That's on purpose. It's cleaner that way. I add those after. It also generates this in Canva. Canva, it's also a free tool. Go to canva.com and create an account and connect it to Claude. It shows me the image that it generates in Canva and I approved it. It saves the right one that I wanted. Now every post has the words and the picture sitting together, ready to be posted. The copy's done, the graphics are done. The last thing is actually getting out into the world. And this, finally enough, is where most people stall out completely. One more setup, a free tool called Zernio. That's what actually pushes the post live. Free account at zernio.com. Connect your socials there, then add the API key to Claude the same way as before. It's in the free guide if you get stuck. Paste the brief, it pulls everything that's ready and lists it out. What the platform, the topic, whether there's an image attached to it. I tell it what to publish and when, or I just let it pick sensible times. And this is the part where it's careful on purpose because it's real posting now. with a real audience. Before anything actually goes out, it shows me each one more time to get the exact time, and then it waits for me to confirm. It posts through Zernio one at a time per platform. Here's the bit that closes the whole loop. It saves the live link back onto each post, which matters because next month, that very first step goes and reads those links to see how everything actually did. That's the system learning. Make it, post it, measure it, plan smarter next time. Round and round it goes. Oh, and there's one more I lean on constantly, and it feels a little unfair. It needs one last key, and this is from OpenAI. You go to platform.openai.com and you get the API keys. Once you got the API key, it's the same deal. It's pennies per use. This one takes a long video, like this exact one you're watching right now, and turns it into a weak clips completely on its own. I drop the video in, paste the brief with that key, it transcribes the whole thing with timestamps, then it reads through and finds 5, 6, 7 moments that works standing completely alone. Writes caption for each one, saves them, cuts them, and after I approve, posts them again through Zernio, exactly the same like before. It's not really making anything from scratch at this point. It's multiplying what I already made. One video turns into a week of clips. The work just compounds instead of just disappearing into the feed. And one more thing, because this is the part that actually makes it stick long term. The first few times, I'm pasting each brief by hand like a normal person. But once the step works the way I actually like it, I just tell Cowork to turn this into a skill. And after that, I just run it by name and put it on a schedule. No more pasting. Over time, the whole thing goes from paste 7 briefs to just automatically running. And that's the moment it stops being a project and turns into a habit. Let me be real with you for a second. Because I genuinely hate videos that oversell this stuff, this does not completely run on its own, and you wouldn't want it to anyway. Every step stops and wait for me on purpose. The taste, the gut check to kill a bad post, the yeah, okay, that actually sounds like me, that part stays mine, always. The AI didn't replace me, not even close. It just took the boring grunt work of my plate, the research, the formatting, the scheduling. So the only thing actually left for me is the judgment, which funnily enough is the one part I wanted to keep the whole time. And you know what? The best part isn't even the time saved. It's the little guilty voice that used to go, you should be posting right now. That's just gone. It runs. We move on with our lives. All right, here's what I promise you. Everything I just showed you, all 7 guides, the exact brief, the whole content ops setup, I'm just going to give it to you for free, all of it. Go to 5agents.io/playbook/content engine. It's in the description too, if that's easier. And I'll send the whole thing straight to your inbox. No card, no payment, nothing. And why is it free? I just want you to see one of these things actually work for your own eyes. If it's useful, some of you are going to want us to build the rest for you. And that's how this thing pays off on my end. And if not, keep it anyway. Scale your business. I hope it helps. So grab it. Try just the first step this week, the tracker, and tell me what's your winning formula turns out to be. I'm actually curious. And if this helped even a little, please comment and subscribe. I build all of this in public, real screens, every single time. All right, that's it. See you in the next one.